Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where it would appear that some enemies are getting kind of uppity. There's some holy wars and such going on that weren't expressly declared on us, but we are now part of them, and if we can get zoomed in over here, there we go, that was a little exciting. We can see that they have a decent chunk, and we're heading over to deal with those, although we're raising additional troops over here. I don't remember the situation here. Oh, I think that we raised troops and then decided that we needed more, or something along those lines, or they're marching for another war, or something. Regardless, we've also got this war going on, which is down over here, and this is basically over at this point. So let's go ahead and tick forward, and we'll have this war finish up. We are also how far at this point to trebuchets? 3 years, so I think that we should probably not take other wars at this point until we have that. Well, not necessarily. Not take other big wars, for sure. So this is going to be another 15 days, and we'll just keep a bit of an eye on what's going on over here. We've got ourselves like 2,500. How many do we think we need here? I mean, this is probably enough, right? Like, we raise up something like 8,500 and bring them in over here. Okay, so this is done. We'll enforce that. Now, the troops that are down over... This is not as zoomed out as I thought. The troops that are down over here, they are going to... Are they going to be put down? Or are they just going to start walking? Because they would be walking from here to here. Up to 2 years to return home. Honestly, I think I'm just going to leave them be, and we're going to focus in on these wars over here. So let's move these guys on in. And with there not being a Suez Canal, there isn't a way to... Well, actually, we should probably start them moving up this way. They'll have to disembark here and then re-embark. It'll take them a long time to get over here, right? Like a very long time. 10 months. So we'll see if we need them. If not, we can just disband them. We're going to walk in over here, and we're hoping to stop them before they finish this siege. 6 months? Oh yeah, that's absolutely going to happen. What's our leadership like here? Skill 22? We'll actually put this guy in. Skill 31. That's quite a lot better. You can see there's a large hostile force over here, and we're going to try to move in over this way, see if we can intercept these guys. They're thinking about it, for sure. Yeah, looks like they're going to allow it. We're going to fight them in the mountains, but we have such a numerical advantage that I think that this will be fine. Now, this is a lower war score war here. That's something to think about. This is a level 2 fort. We should probably leave an anti-siege force here. Will this be a stack wipe, is the question. We'll find out. These guys are grouping up a bit. That's the Khanate of West Francia, which is currently hostile to us. What are you doing, bud? Why are you hostile to us? Like, he's our vassal. Okay. I don't know why the Khan of West Francia is currently hostile to us. Must have a conflicting war in some way. But I have no idea how that's even possible, considering that we're in 2 defensive wars. Okay. Unless he was called in to these defensive wars somehow? It would have to be, I think, this one, but there's no allies. I have no idea how we're hostile to him. But we're not going to fight him. That's for sure. Do we stack wipe here? The answer is no, we do not. So let's go ahead and split off a couple thousand troops here. We'll split off like 5,000. And we'll want to put in a siege commander here, if we've got one. Siege commander. Maybe? Oh boy. There's one. Perfect. Okay, these guys, they're going to make their way around and come fight this force. We are, of course, going to need to siege this back. That's a level 13 fort. That is a good option to have these guys come into. So we'll do something along the lines of that. And this fort... Oh, look at that. We're no longer hostile to West Francia. That's interesting. Nothing changed for our wars, but maybe his wars changed. Is he no longer at war? Yeah, he's no longer at war. Okay. Cool. So we're going to make our way up this way, see about fighting this force. We're unlikely, I think, to stack wipe them as well, considering that we're just pure levy troop up here. But we'll see what they decide to do. 4 months left on this siege. That is acceptable. And we should be seeing this force arriving fairly soon. Yeah, they're currently crossing Egypt. So they're not too far away. Literally moving across the whole world, though. So we're going to win this fight, but I doubt that we're going to stack wipe it. I have no idea who this is. Just a random courtier. We'll show kindness to him. Okay. Hang on a moment. Surely they don't have the numbers to do that. Yeah. They were getting some good rolls there for a moment, but they just didn't have sufficient numbers to stop us from winning this battle. So that's great. We have a new stewardship perk available. We are going to take, I think, at this point, Fearful Troops. Again, we don't really need It Is My Domain. We've got plenty of cash. Okay, so we take that back. Now, what's going on here? For the Kingdom of Burgundy, they're sieging over here. Okay, so we're going to bring these guys over, and we're going to join up over here. I'm also going to raise up a few extra levy troops down here, and their goal will be to meet up with this siege force of men-at-arms. We'll only need, like, a max of 5,000 troops. So we only need, like, 2,000, 2,500 here, something along those lines. We'll group these guys together and make our way in over here, fighting this siege force. Here comes our men-at-arms. That is wonderful. And they're mostly going to resupply here while waiting for this army to grow up to around that 2,500 number, like I said. This is fascinating. This is probably a stack wipe. Yes, it is. Which means that this may actually end up being a stack wipe as well. Cool. I'm actually going to group this together, and we're just going to go. If this is a stack wipe up here, then these troops are freed up. And I believe this is a stack wipe. That sure looks like a stack wipe to me. Excellent. So we're going to move down over this way. We're at 67% here. Now, that's these guys that are fighting. We did just discover hoardings, and that's fantastic. What is being exposed next? Advanced bow making. That's fine. We don't really use archers, but that's okay. These guys can make their way down over this way. Now, they have numerical advantage on us here. And this is kind of what we were afraid of here. We're actually just going to back off and wait for our reinforcements to come in. This will be fine. I don't want to fight these guys at this exact moment. Not in this terrain, anyway. And not outnumbering us 2-1. So we don't actually need additional raised troops, it looks like, although they're not really raising very quickly, as in none of them have raised thus far. So that's slightly awkward. We're likely going to win this. We have one additional troop raised. And I would like to pop in this guy as a better leader here. So they're going to attack us, and we're going to make our way in and try to reinforce this. We have numbers. We are going to be defending in mountains. Or rather, they have numbers, but we're going to be defending in mountains with better troops. And we actually do handily win that. Beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. So we are next going to move up to Cuneo again. And that was actually a stack wipe. Excellent. So with that, we're going to be out of this war quite quickly. We have ticking war score here, and we'll come back to that. We'll need to deal with that in a bit. But for right now, I want to get out of this war first. Now, they have ticking war score here. So that's definitely a bit of a concern, but we'll grab that very, very very shortly. So that'll be just fine. We do have a lack of steward, and we should definitely put in this guy. What is his current job? Did I see him on collect taxes? I did indeed. Let's actually see him instead developing in our capital. I would prefer that right now. Yes, we have a bunch of construction that we can do there. We'll do that after we're done with this war. Or these wars, I suppose. Okay, so 50 days here. They're re-sieging over here, but they have barely any troops. I'm not too concerned. We're going to group these guys together, and we're going to leave a siege-only force over here, I think. And that's going to be a fairly substantial siege-only force without the armored horsemen. We're going to have it be somewhere around 7,000 or 8,000. Actually, I'm going to do like 10,000. And then these guys, they are going to head over to here. Excellent. We're going to need a siege commander here, of course, and this guy will do the trick nicely. As soon as we're done here, we're going to head up to this barony. We're going to keep these guys together for now, just because I don't want to risk this 1700 stack getting raised up and stack wiping our siege force. That would be unfortunate. So this was a level 6 fort. This one is a level 13 fort. We're going to get up there, and yeah, see, that right there is what we were afraid of if we left a standard 2k stack. We're not afraid of it, because that's not a 2k stack. So that's beautiful. We're going to come up here and take this ticking war score. And these guys are sieging away. They have 56 days until they're done there. We're going to arrive in 47 days. It's going to be basically right on the money in terms of when they finish this, which is unfortunate. What level fort is this? A level 4 fort? Okay, that's not too bad. Of course, it is this that has the level 4 fort. Sounds good. So we're going to be 5 months away over here. And of course, these guys have access to trebuchets. Ah, they're giving up on their siege, but they have a larger force on the way in over here. This is still not threatening to us, to be clear. We still absolutely defeat this force if we catch them. So that is perfectly fine. We're well above our vassal limit, and that is a thing that we'll need to fix. But it looks like we're going to catch them here in a pretty ridiculous manner. They're going to fight us in hills, which isn't the worst to fight us in, I suppose, but they really probably shouldn't. Like, the worst to fight us would be probably, like, plains over here, but they're still going to get stack wiped, and actually, that war is over. Beautiful. 908 gold out of that. We're going to take these guys over and start pursuing this army. We're 2 months away from that, and we'll see what ends up happening there. We're only at 15% war score here, but that's because of this ticking war score, which is about to stop. Just as soon as we get this siege taken, they will no longer have ticking. And their army is about to be stack wiped as well. We're going to head in over here. We're at 70% war score immediately, just like that. And ticking is now on our side, although it hasn't started ticking. So that will take a little time. We're going to siege over here, and we're going to have these guys. Of course they'll be there. We're going to have these guys continue to pursue. Oh, hello. Fascinating. Okay, so we're going to... Can you stop spamming me, bud? We're going to have to let them lock in here, like so. And now we come up over here. Now, they're still a little faster than us, but they were doing the back and forth thing. So we're just going to chase them up over this way for now. Should be fine. And we will probably win the war from this siege, right? Maybe not. This is only going to be worth like 11.7% war score. It'll be close. This battle plus this siege should win it. Yeah, for sure. We're uncapped on battle war score, so sounds good to me. Our children are returning, of course. Good for them. Oh, we captured his son and heir. So that is the war over. 474 additional gold to us. Perfect. So we currently have like 12,000 gold. And we immediately want to invest that into all of our castles. Of course, we just finished up Hoardings. Trebuchets will be done in about 2 years, but we need to start working on these castle upgrades to every single castle in our personal possessions. So we're going to do exactly that. And that's going to take a pretty decent chunk of time and also some cash, for sure. But we're going to get all that upgraded, and that will be a big power boost for us, which is something that we do actually need. We're going to get Mumo upgraded here. And these are all of the ones that we personally... I just granted it to a low noble, like an idiot. Luckily, low nobles we can just revoke it from, and it doesn't matter. So we're going to upgrade that castle, and we have several more up here, 4 to be precise, that we can continue to upgrade. Do we have the cash to upgrade all 4 of them? I believe the answer to that is yes? No. The answer to that is no. We're going to be short on this barony here. Okay. We'll have the cash for that quite soon. It costs 700. We just need a couple more month ticks. In the meantime... Why is this Duke reporting to us? Of course, this is a Duke as well. Now, I believe these are reporting to us because they're technically part of Mongolia, but I'm going to hand them out to kings. Like, we'll hand them to this guy. And we'll hand this one, I think, over to this guy. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so at this point, we're 11 direct vassals above. Ooh, there's been some movement down over here, that's for sure. We do need to create duchies over here, and we can transfer this countess. That is absolutely something that we want to do. We can usurp this duchy. Do we care? The answer is no. We don't care about that at all. But we definitely do care about creating the kingdom down over here. The Kingdom of Arabia and Burgundy can be created, but the Kingdom of Lanka is the one that we want to create. We're going to create that, and we're going to actually give that over to this guy. We're making double kings at this point. We are not creating additional kings. So we'll grant this guy the Khanate of Lanka. 3 vassals go with. Beautiful. Now, we wouldn't necessarily mind attacking these guys. I mean, yeah, actually. I mean, of course, Holy War for Kingdom isn't going to be a thing, but we would still be only able to take 1 county here. I think that's okay. Now, this guy's currently at war against this guy, who is a vassal in our realm. So we're going to let that war play out. He's losing the war, actually. Can we intervene in the war and help him? I don't believe we can. No. No, we cannot. Okay. But what we can do is we can declare a separate war on this guy. And that would be for this county rather than this one. I just want to double check that that's the one that they're going for. Let's see here again. For Kongu. Yes, they're going for this one. So that does make up our mind. So we are going to do a county conquer over here. There we go. But we're going to raise up our troops down here. Now, it may take some time for some of them to get here. And in fact, we don't want this. Just stop. Men-at-arms first, then levy troops. Perfect. Okay, so we want to come over here and fight this guy. Unfortunately, this guy put his troops down for some reason. Not you. Oh, this war's actually over. Okay. So this war, I guess, got folded into our war. Little awkward there. That's fine. We'll go to like 20,000 here. He is going to get this siege done fairly soon, but he actually gave up. He's running away. Perfect. So like I said, we're going to like 20,000. We don't need any more troops than that for sure. So we're going to stop at 20k. And then we'll get our men-at-arms here eventually. Come on. There we go. Hit that magical 20k number. Then these guys, they're going to come up here when they're ready, which should be fairly soon. In fact, they are ready now. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually do a good old-fashioned siege stack here. And by that, of course, I mean that we're going to group these together, and then we're going to move out mangonels and somewhere around, I'm going to go with 5,000 levy troops. We're going to put in a siege commander. And then the rest of these, they're going to come over here and see about chasing down this enemy stack. I do wish this war hadn't gotten folded in. I'm not sure if he pieced out or if it just automatically folded in. It's a little bit problematic if it auto-folded in. I was hoping to get both of these, but I guess it's okay. Not the end of the world. We'll finally get India squared away, and that is perfect. This is going to be a fairly lengthy siege without trebuchet. But we will have the trebuchet quite soon. We are about 20 months away from that. So by the time we're done with these couple of very tiny wars, we should be good to go. If I wasn't trying to intervene in this war, I would have declared on both of these simultaneously. I was thinking about doing that before I noticed the secondary war, but it is what it is, not the end of the world. We're going to move up to Kongu and begin a slow siege there. That's only a level 3 fort, so that shouldn't be a big deal. Hello, pause menu. And we're going to go back up to our area up here and immediately begin work on a castle upgrade right there. Perfect. So, I mean, we're still 7 direct vassals above our limit. That's a thing, for sure. And this siege will be done in just 59 days. This one will take 6 months. We're going to go ahead and split these guys, and we'll just multi-siege this. It's not going to slow us down at all. We do have a stewardship perk available, and let's take it as my domain at this point. That'll be fine. How long on advanced bow making? 17 years. That's not too bad, actually. I don't hate that. So these guys will move on over to the capital and the war goal as soon as they are done with the siege. 15 days there. We're at 40% war score right now, and that's going to continue to come back. Excellent. So no problem here. 2 years and 5 months. The war will be over before this one is done. So we may actually want to move them up over here. This is a level 1 fort. Wow. A level 1 fort. Yeah, we definitely want to move up here to get full access to the war goal. That'll be perfect. No problem whatsoever there. 4 months on that. That's much more acceptable. Of course, we're going to move up with this force soon enough. They have raised up like 3,000 troops here. And that's okay. What we can do is we can split off our cavalry units here, as well as a decent chunk of units like so. And they can come on in. We'll definitely win that. Excellent. Very rude of them, of course, to delay our siege weapons, but what are you going to do? We did manage to make it like 25% through there. Man, that's so fast now. 7 days. Cool. And that is the end of the war. So we'll enforce those demands and put down our troops. We're, of course, going to have to hand these titles out, and we'll... those are leased? Okay. We'll grant this to this gentleman. And he kind of becomes part of the domain of this guy. There we go. Excellent. Now, of course, we're truced with this guy, and we can't do anything, but that's fine. We'll declare on this guy who we're not truced to, and we're going to do a de jure claim here. And we'll just raise up our troops somewhere around here. We'll raise our men-at-arms, and we'll raise our levy troops. Both of these will just walk into the capital. This war is actually over right now without any further movements on our part. But we are going to optimize this a little bit more, obviously. We'll wait until this turns to the green flag, and then we'll stop gathering. Honestly, this is probably good enough. Maybe we'll just go to 20k. Yeah, I kind of don't want to spend too much money, so we'll optimize it at 22, and that'll be fine. These guys will show up, and that green flags it. Beautiful. This war is over. They just don't know it yet. Another thing that is over, of course, is this episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. I'm not going to put the cut in until after this war because it's going to be so fast here. Well, is it though? What level of fort is this? Level 6? It's going to be over fast. Okay, sounds good. So that cut will go in as soon as this war is done. And in fact, it might be done just from this battle. We'll see. We stack wiped them. But it's going to be like 50 days. We'll just bump up the speed here, make that go a little quicker. Fantastic. So that cut is going to be going in here in just a moment. Let's get that down to 15 days. There we go. War is over. They just don't know it yet. There we go. So there's only one county left in India. Perfect. And with that, as I said, that cut goes in, and I will see you all next time.